Well, Queensland Coops, they took a big hit at the judiciary. David Fifita is banned for Game 3 for that high shot on Sam Williams. Francis Muller and Tom Flegler could come in, but how far off the pace are Queensland at the moment?
Well, 76-6 is how far they're off the pace. They've conceded 16 line breaks and missed 89 tackles. Now, for me, the series is gone, but there is still a chance to win an Origin match. And for me, it's not about tactics, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about grit, grunt, heart, spirit and a little bit of aggression, because if you match up New South Wales and Queensland for talent, New South Wales have got it, but you need to find a way, and that's what I'm looking forward to in Game 3. Get a bit of grunt through that middle third of the field and then back your star players, because they know how to win footy games. Munster, Ponga, Cherry Evans, they can score points, but you need to make this a dogfight, bring it close and let your gun players stand up.
Who drives that? Who drives that for Queensland? Who's the guy that's going to be the Queenslander call, so to speak?
Yeah, I think Paul Green has to set the environment, but for me it's on Cherry Evans. He's the captain. You think about some of the great captains' knocks that the Wallies, the Mals, the Lockyers, the Smiths have played over a long period of time. I was critical of Cherry Evans' demeanour after Game 3 press conference. For me, it just lacked a bit of conviction. Now, if I'm Cherry Evans, I hoped he's walked into day one owning this football team. Paul Green, sit down, staff away. This is my team. This is how we're going to play. Game plan out the door. It's all about what's underneath that jersey, and go out and have a red-hot crack for the 80 minutes and see what you can do. And
you would imagine that this Queensland side for Game 3 would soak up that. That's what they've been craving, because if your skipper says that we've lacked motivation, you need him then to drive this standard. Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow on debut. A bit of a bolter. He's a Cairns teenager. Can he mark up on Tom Trbojevic? It's almost mission impossible.
Yeah, it's the hardest job in rugby league today, is stopping the best player in our game in Tom Trbojevic. I think Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow has had a highlight reel like not too many players at his age, and he's coming on debut, but he's facing the best player in our competition in left centre. So, if you look at some of the times that he's played the centre position for the Cowboys, he's made some poor decisions and lacked some physicality close to the line. And New South Wales will do their homework. Turbo's getting some early balls, so he better put his helmet on, his mouth guard and his shoulder pads to get that job done.
What does it say about Queensland that they've picked a rookie at centre to come out and try and shut down the best player in the game at the moment?
Yeah, they're obviously risky. They're taking a punt on a bit of talent and a bit of speed to get them out. But for me, Queensland's lacked a little bit of that hard competitive edge, a real sort of knock them down, in your face, be aggressive and take them to your level. And there's no doubt Hamiso can light the field up and probably score some points, but he needs to get physical. He needs to go after Tom. I expect Hamiso's first tackle to be super aggressive, the best tackle of the game. He better make it, otherwise it might be a long day.
I think it shows again the lack of centre depth they've got. Queensland has basically got no centres. Dane Gagai was their only option, really. Kurt Cable's a back row, was playing there in the first game. They've just got no centres, Kenny.
I get that, and Cable got exposed a couple of times there at the centres, but by the same token, he's tough and he's got that grit that Coops talks about. And essentially, I know it's different, but when you're defending at 3, which is where a back row defends, he's only one spot further in than if he was playing centre, so it's not a whole lot different.
Yeah, I think you had to move Capewell. I think he got showed up a couple of times too many, and his back row he's much preferred to do that at Penrith. I like Gagai and Latrell. Latrell got the points decision big time last time, so I expect a rebound from Dane. But there could have been like a Will Chambers to go up and get in front of Turbo's face all day.
Yeah.
Well, Kalyn Ponga will play his first State of Origin game for 2021, a bit of a reunion of sorts with their coach Paul Green, who didn't necessarily rate the young Cowboy, but the Queensland fullback says there are no grudges.
Yeah, no bad blood. Obviously when I moved away from Knights, a lot of things were said, as you guys like to, as the media does. So, but happy to be back in here and under him and in this jersey. Yeah, it's been a bumpy couple of years, I guess, at the wrong times with injuries and whatnot. So just happy to be back in the squad, around the boys, in this environment. It's where you want to be, and I'm happy to be here. I don't think there's any pressure at all. At the end of the day, all the boys in the squad are here for a reason. I think I'm here for a reason. We all know how to play footy. It's just about playing our best. So that's what I'm hoping we can do on Wednesday.
KP could be the knight in shining armour that the Maroons desperately need. It is a little bit awkward. I know he says there's no bad blood, but it must be a little bit awkward given their history. For Kalen Ponga, if you look at someone like a Billy Slater, what's Kalen's role in coming up and helping Queensland score points? Because what did Billy do when you guys were in the midst of that dynasty?
Yeah, I think Billy had this ability to see play unfold before it. And if you look at Kalen's impact for the Newcastle Knights on the weekend, it was Turbo-esque. It was ability to lift players around him. So when Kalen walks into a room, I guarantee you the likes of Jai Arrow, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, all these guys walk a little taller. They think, whoa, I've seen this guy light it up. We can do it again together on Wednesday night. But for Kalen, it's about being physical. It's about going to the contest early. Don't let 15, 20 minutes go away. And I like what he said. We all know how to play. We just need to play. And essentially, sometimes you can overcoach in Origin. You've got to set an environment for these blokes to stand up and represent their state.